I'm worried that if I whistle too much, I'm gonna get a copyright takedown or something. Like Bo Burnham's gonna like shut down my channel. I still have my like starting up soon thing here. No, I don't think I do. I think I bounced it out. I'll stand by. Blam! Do I have any like jaunty music here? Oh, that is pretty jaunty. Like it. Oi, where is everybody?
Hi.
Oh, hey. Did y'all just show up?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Bring this music down a little bit. There we go. Where's Perry? Perry! Oi! No, Perry's dead.
Having some volume issues, so I'm trying to figure those out.
Oh. I can hear you okay now.
You're quieter though, Paul. Or
Am
maybe
I?
it's my computer.
No, you're kind of quieter to me too.
Okay. That's... Let me just double check and make sure that I have the right microphone configured.
Definitely sounds like you got the wrong one.
Well, that's probably the
Okay,
problem.
I'm glad it's not just me. I just thought it was my computer being crappy as usual.
How about now?
That's better.
Alright.
That's much better.
I must have had, I don't know. I think when Windows updates, it like changes all my default fucking input devices. So, I think it must have defaulted to like my headset microphone or something. Let me see here. There's my Yeti. No, whatever. It's all fixed now. It's all good. So how y'all been? Well, I know how Perry, how you been. I talk to you like every day, but Sabrina, how you been?
It's on vacation last week, so I really needed that.
Word, nice. Ugh.
Yeah, so I feel better
Good.
after a week off work.
Recharged.
Mm-hmm.
Like a battery.
Recharge for now.
Recharge for now. That's good. I'm glad.
How about you?
Yeah, fine. Doing fine. Doing A-okay.
Fine.
Yeah. I just used my scissors to cut a fingernail, so that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah,
Oh, is
I've
it?
done it with wire strippers, scissors.
Things Perry has used to cut his fingernails.
Not that many, but
He
wire
MacGyvered his
strippers
way
are
through
probably
cutting his
the
fingernails.
weirdest one.
Well, you see, up until like 2 months ago, I just bit my fingernails for like my whole life. So I'd never had this problem. Never really needed to worry about not having a fingernail cutting implement around.
I've never been a nail biter, but I pick though. Like I pick at my fingers.
No, I've always been a terrible nail biter, and for some reason I don't even know why. I wasn't even like I'm gonna stop biting my nails. I just realized one day I wasn't doing it anymore. I was like, well, I guess I should keep this up. It was not like a concerted effort or anything. It was just like, oh, I guess I'm not biting my fingernails. So here we are. I'm cutting
When
my
you were cured.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh.
Bill's here.
Oi! Bill!
Oh yeah, Bill.
Everybody's sneaking in. I don't get like the
I always sneak
notification
in, though.
noise anymore. It's like a bloonk, like
Made a
normal.
noise. Yeah, it made a noise for me when Bill came on.
Ah, I don't know. Something must be screwed up. Or some sort of setting might have changed. Oh well, whatever. Bill is not talking to us.
Sorry,
Oh.
I was having a conversation with you guys, and I didn't realize I wasn't. You guys kind of had responses that sounded like what I was saying for about fucking 3 minutes there. And then I was like, oh yeah,
why
my
isn't Bill
thing's
saying
on mute.
anything?
That is weird.
Yeah, my thing's on mute.
I wonder how far we could have gotten into the game with Bill not knowing his microphone was muted if we hadn't prompted him.
Yeah.
If we didn't tell him he was muted, I wonder how long we could have kept the charade going.
I was like, well, that's not exactly what I said, but it's close. Like,
Paul-
whatever.
Paul barely pays attention to the things I say anyways. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't know.
mean, that's fair.
Oh man. I started a new quest to like not be fat.
Oh sweet. Oh yeah,
Oh,
I saw you
yeah.
were like biking and
How's
stuff.
that going?
Yeah, I can probably bike to Rome if I had to. Like still
Yeah.
from when I was a kid, I could bike places, but
Yeah.
Roger can't. So
I could probably get to Rome. If you're looking for somebody to bike around with, I'll bike around with you sometime.
all right. Well, the only issue with that is my bike is actually in Roger's garage, so
Okay, well then never
I
mind.
gotta.
Hello
Well,
there.
Oi.
it's not locked, so
Okay.
I just have to lift it, which is hard.
And I'm not that far from
Yeah,
Rogers
I used to
anyways.
bike. You're basically at my old house, so
Yeah, really. Distance-wise, yeah, basically the same thing.
yeah.
Although
Yeah,
it hasn't
alright.
been like decent weather to fucking bike lately.
Well, if you didn't run today, I was gonna do it, even though it's
Yeah.
fucking a million degrees out.
Yeah.
Why is there?
I
I cut all my hair off, and I still have fucking hair all over the place. Weird.
well, eat it.
Whoa.
It's good for your bones.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Probably not that bad for you.
I don't
It's
know.
like-
I imagine that's one of those things that could get like stuck in like your bowels or something, and then like, you know, when you die and they do an autopsy on you because you die at like, you know, 45 and find like 3 pounds of hair in your small intestine or some weird shit like that. I don't know. I don't trust it.
I'm gonna live till I'm 45. That's sweet.
Well, I mean, if you eat a bunch, eat a bunch of hair, I guess that'll up the life expectancy if you're planning on dying before then.
It's like he had strong bones, but what's with all this hair?
He has strong bones, but he choked to death on his own hair.
Fine.
He got caught in the lie.
Simon, I would have believed you if you had like some made-up evidence there. Like, yeah.
Paul
That's
has seen me physically.
Are you
So,
implying that this is
I
from
think we all have.
hair? That this is from consuming that your size, your massive size is from eating hair?
It's probably one factor. Yes.
I don't
He's
think that's. I don't believe
Glass
that.
of milk a day and some hair.
I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Sabrina, you're the closest thing we have in this room to a doctor. What do you think?
Oh, she knows I'm full of shit.
Yeah, that
And hair.
that would have been my answer, basically.
Shit and hair.
But slightly nicer.
Oh, why is Discord not working for my webcam? Is that fucked up too? No, test video.
Like that I can't find this card in my binder. It's not good. I hate when I
stuff,
can't
well.
fucking find stuff.
Well, I can legally drive again, so this is nice.
Oh, hey, you got your
Alright.
license back finally.
Yes, the DMV finally let me inside.
Hallelujah.
That's good news.
You know, pants really make the world go round.
Pants?
Yeah, I think that's why they didn't let me in the first few times.
Because you weren't wearing pants?
Sorry.
You were basically first track.
Sorry, getting mentally into character, but yes.
Okay.
Fuck.
Had me screwed up there for a second.
Alright.
Where is... Oh, why don't camera work? Hang on a second. I bet it'll work if I try and turn it on through OBS, but then that doesn't help. Is anybody else's webcam working that uses a webcam?
Let me check.
Smoke them if you
What
got
did
them.
what did I miss?
We'll go
Are we
over
gonna
that
go
recap.
over
Yeah,
that?
now yours works fine. Mine, it just sits there and grinds around for a little bit.
That's not cool.
That's annoying.
Oh.
Okay, I've been having, like, computer connection problems, and I'm using a computer I bought from Lance 2 years ago,
Uh-oh.
and how am I the most consistent?
I don't know. It's a good question.
It works good.
I haven't had too many issues.
Yeah, but
Usually,
Yeah.
once
I
in
mean-
a while, I get disconnected.
I mean, the only issues that come from you, Sabrina, are like, big important life issues and stuff like that, which no one faults you for.
But things are finally settling. I had a break from work, a week off, and it was nice, and I feel like I'm in a better place. For now.
I mean, we are about to play Slay, so we aren't going to be in a better place for long.
Right.
fair
Wish I
enough.
was in a better place.
Whoa.
Harry, no.
Well,
Be right back.
we've got one therapist, for-profit therapist here. God damn it. I don't know
I'm a non-profit there.
When you
I'm free.
therapize, the society profits.
I'm not a rapper.
Is therapize a word? I think it is.
It is not.
For sure.
I use that word.
Pretty sure it is.
Not in an official capacity, but I do.
Is
say
that an
therapize.
industry term or?
It's an animal term, too.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh.
There we
Usually,
go. Bam.
I use it in the context of like therapizing like friends or family, as opposed to actually like the job of therapy.
Okay. That reminds me of that
It's-
scene in Fight Club with the baggage handler, where he like explains about how he finds dildos all the time and not bombs in the suitcases. Like usually it's every once in a while it's a bomb, but usually it's a dildo.
And we have to say that we found a dildo, not
Never
your dildo.
Yeah. I don't know why that reminded me of that, but a weird segue.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Yeah, I want to watch
It's
it
been pretty
again. I
long.
haven't
It's
seen it forever.
been a while since I've seen it, too.
I think I have it on DVD, but I don't have a DVD player.
I mean, I'm sure it's on some sort of streaming service or Netflix or something.
It's a movie every teenager, especially every young man, should see. That way you can find out what kind of man they're about to turn into before you, in case you have to, like, take them to a cliff and throw them off the cliff before they become a monster.
It's a movie that every teenager must see and misinterpret.
Well, if they misinterpret it, you beat them.
I mean, yeah, I think you're required to misinterpret it at a teenage age.
Yeah,
I mean, that's when I watched it when I was a teenager. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's different. Yeah, Fight Club, like, it's different phases of life. First, you
See,
you think it's cool, and then you identify with Jack.
See, though, Simon, you're a wee lad. I remember when Fight Club actually came out, which is right around the time I was a stupid teenager in middle school. And then there was always like these. You'd always hear things about like these like fucking middle schoolers wanting to start their own fight club. That was a thing for a little while, and it was very amusing.
And then modern MMA was born.
It's yeah.
And then you have the idiots who are like, yeah, Tyler Durden had it figured out. No.
Yeah.
The fake person?
Yeah.
Oops, sorry, spoilers.
Did y'all ever read Fight Club 2, the like comic series that was like
The comic. Yeah, I flipped through the graphic novel on the Barnes and Noble once or twice. It was weird.
Yeah, it was. I actually got them. I ordered them all when they first came out. I have all of the individual comics somewhere, presumably in my basement. And yeah, it was interesting. It was just like a little tough to follow, and I think they did another one. They did like a third one for that too, which same thing. I actually that one I didn't follow at all.
You know what I need to get is the new Boys comics that came out after the show aired.
Oh jeez,
Started like 10 years after the end of the first series.
I don't know why, but I just have some sort of aversion to watching that show to the point where like it's like I haven't seen an episode of it and I'm just like I don't really have a desire to. And I don't really know why, because I like the comics, but it's just like I don't know. Like,
The show was alright.
I mean, I'm sure it was fine, and I've heard people say it was good. I just like for whatever reason, it's just like, I don't want to see this. Don't know why, but
between Boys getting a show and Preacher having a show, I really hope they don't give his other comic series a show, because that would have to be X-rated.
which one's that?
Crossed.
Don't know it.
It is the most horrific, graphic zombie story ever, and it's done by the same guy who did The Preacher and Boys.
Right. Is that Garth Ennis?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, until they do Herogasm on fucking Amazon Prime, and then.
No. Any edgy comic you can think of, Crossed is worse.
Oh, that's just the portion of the Boys where they have the crazy sex orgies.
If it's just like violence, they'll there's no ceiling for violent content here in the United States.
Crossed is the ceiling. Crossed is just mass Serbian film. It's like a Serbian film mixed with The Purge, mixed with zombies. Yeah, I've been like flipping through it. I've been reading it, not spending my money on it through YouTube and like illegal sites, and it's like a train wreck. You can't look away.
Have you ever seen? I've seen a train wreck before.
Well, then you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, I don't know. In my old age, despite the fact that we're running this type of game, I just I like just more laid back. Like, I don't like watching like super violent or like mature like content or shows. That's why I like watching like freaking Avatar last year. It's like, this is delightful.
No. Like you stop. The age of being an acceptable edgelord is like ends at like 21, and then you realize wholesome content is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Why not both?
I mean, like I said, every once in a while I will. It's just, I don't know, like, I just don't have that, like, where I'm, like, drawn to it like I was anymore, like, you know, like I used to be. It's just like, I don't know. There's just so much, like, terrible shit in the world. I just want to watch something pleasant, you know? Or at least something, like I said, I don't mind something that has, like, you know, interesting themes or whatever, but if it's just, like, gore and misery, like, I saw this...
Escapism needs to be an escape from actual fucking bad things.
Like this, like I saw, was it the Devil All the Time, I think was the movie. It had, like, Tom Holland and, like, a bunch of, like, really good actors in it, and it came out, like, last year, like, right during the pandemic, and it was just, like, it was super well shot, really well acted, and I'm just sitting there and watching this going, like, I really would have loved the shit out of this movie like a decade ago, but I'm kind of just glad it's over. Like, this is just 2 hours of fucking terrible things happening to people, and I don't know. Like, I'm just not my thing no more. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't watch Handmaid's Tale.
Fair, yeah.
Anymore.
Yeah.
Oh my god, fuck Handmaid's Tale.
Whoa.
With a rake.
Okay. Movie or TV
I mean, it's
review
good. It's
assignment.
just too depressing. I can't watch it.
Yeah, it's depressing as fuck. It's like, oh, cool. Well, there.
If you, my wife Kayla has gotten me into, or has been watching, and I have been watching with her, this BBC show called The Midwife, which is just, it's about like.
That.
Yeah, like I actually I like that. Like, it's just basically about like a group of, like, you know, women who it's like they're half like nuns in a convent and the other half are just like nurses, and they basically just like deliver all the babies in this neighborhood, and just like little like interpersonal dramas and stuff that come out of that. It's in like the 50s, set in like the 50s after World War II. And like I said, you know, that has a nice little balance of like, this can get like heavy and shit at times and whatnot. But in general, most of the things usually come out pretty okay, and it's like, you know, this is pretty pleasant. So I've been enjoying that. But I don't know, other than like for fictional TV, that's pretty much all I'm watching at this point right now. And then I've been reading Lovecraft Country, and once I'm done with that, I'll probably watch the show.
The show was fun.
I heard. I mean, the book's fun, so the show's got. And I heard good things about the show. So
The only times that were scary in the show, the way they did it, were the characters being attacked by the racists.
that's the funny thing about it is like I was going through and reading it. I don't think I'm giving away anything on this, but it's just like this book. Effectively, the premise of the book is, wow, there's like a bunch of supernatural like Lovecraftian-esque horror shit floating around, but like we deal with racists every day, so it's like not that big of a fucking deal to us. Like that's basically the whole premise of the show. It's just like, yeah, okay, that checks out. Like that seems like that's probably the way that would have gone back then. Like, no, I'll deal with the fucking ghost that's inhabited the house I just bought because he's nicer than the racist, you know, like. So.
Yeah, like the way they did in the show was like the only time, I don't know if it was the cinematography or, you know, racists being real, but when the racists were coming after the characters, that was when it felt tense.
Oh yeah, well
like
even in the book it was like
the
that,
characters being attacked by vampires and shit. That was like, oh wow, this is like an awesome action movie.
Yeah, it was like campy and like whatever. Yeah.
Not so much campy. It was still good.
Yeah. The campy. Whoa, hold up, sir. Hold up. Are you saying that campy can't be good?
There's a different, like, I don't know how
Sir.
some people interpret campy as like B movies, but like this is good.
But B movies can be good.
Yeah.
You know what just happened?
What just
I was
happened?
like saying shit again, and I was like, why is no one responding to what I'm saying? Fuck you guys. And I was on mute again because I'm a big fucking moron. So, carry on. I'm sorry. If anyone's wondering if I'm still an idiot, it's true.
Aw.
You are not alone.
I mean, I'm okay with it. It's just super true at this point.
He didn't say you're not an idiot. He said you're not alone.
I'm with you. I'm with you, brother.
Yeah. It's okay.
Speaking of brother,
Could
where's
be.
Matt?
Yeah, speaking of
Remembered his
brothers, where's
name.
Matt?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Who asked you? You gonna grace us with your webcam, Sabrina, or are you officially joining
I can.
Team No Cam? Hey, there he is.
Hashtag Team No Cam. Hashtag.
You're
Hey.
fine this time, so I guess.
I might have to shuffle this around. Nope, there we go. Boom.
Oh, you know what I did?
What'd you do, Bill?
I got I had a label printer for like maybe 6 months. I figured out how to make it work.
Did you get the Dymo?
I got a Dymo.
Did you get
and
the 4x6 one or whatever?
I don't know, but it's the best fucking thing I've ever done. In my
Told
whole
you,
life.
right? I fucking
Oh my
told you.
God.
How much
Tell you
easier
what
is
I'm
that?
not doing. Handwriting ever again.
Is that's the one that prints out like the ones like the shipping labels for like eBay and stuff, right?
Well, these are just regular address labels.
Just regular
'cause I
address
ship
ones.
without
See,
tracking.
Yeah,
but
I've got like the full ones and still like worth every goddamn penny I invested
yeah.
in it.
It's great. It's
Mhm.
like pretty much the best thing in the whole world.
See, told your ass.
I believed you. I don't know. I was like dragging my feet on that shit for like ever.
It's all right, Bill. I forgive you.
It's okay. You heard me, right? I wasn't on mute.
That's Bill. You're on mute. Can you unmute
Oh,
yourself?
we can hear you.
Fuck! I don't know where this card went.
It's like being at work and doing Zoom meetings. You're on mute.
Yeah. Yeah, I never had to do that, which is nice.
Oh, I've had to do that. Oh,
Boy, I just had to work through the pandemic. I guess that's worse.
Not fun.
All right, we all ready to get going? It's
Oh, I
6:40.
gotta, like,
Yep.
Let me grab some water first, and we'll get things going.
my characters. Oh, I have a
There
folder
we go.
for all the shit now. That's sweet. For my art.
Oh,
here
by
now.
the way, we killed your character, Bill, so
Alright,
you're
well,
dead. No, I'm kidding.
that sucks. Thanks for that, guys.
No,
I'm pretty sure
Shrek
I'm.
set off another bomb accidentally. And
I met my actual parents because I was adopted, but then they blew up too.
Wah,
Yeah.
wah.
That's double whammies.
Don't worry, no. I don't have the experience to put points in explosives yet. You guys will see.
To blow up my family again.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna track down your sister and blow her up just for the hell of it.
This game is divulging into just personal vendettas. I like it.
You,
I
you
mean,
can blow up my parents if you want.
that's, oh, I mean, don't threaten him with a good time.
Bow.
We should blow up Redcap's parents because it's basically Slay.
Oh, whoops.
Oh wait, can I say that on the air and not get in trouble by the shivers or whatever? Clement's gonna come for me.
Do you think the Shivers are watching the Twitch stream?
Yeah. Absolutely. Somebody's got to be watching it.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
for those...
If you're always worried about viewership, just know that the NSA is recording this, so it's fine.
That's good.
At least someone's listening.
Hey guys.
Hey man, no, because I've gotten complaints and questions from people for the last 2 weeks. It's like, how come you haven't had your game? So you have been missed.
The quiet car.
Yay. Has anyone deafened themselves because they're sick of my accent yet?
No, not yet. I think that it's become an endearing thing overall.
You have a cease and desist from the entire country of Scotland.
Oh,
I don't have any copyright strikes on this channel yet.
Wait.
All right, y'all ready to get going?
Yeah, let's go fuck some dinosaurs.
Hi.
I thought we all assume it's a dinosaur just because it was big and in the woods.
Archaeologists are...
No, I'm assuming it's a dinosaur because I got attacked by 12 raptors.
That's true.
What?
Well, no,
I was
that
in
was
Oklahoma for this. What happened?
no, that was during the
Sorry.
that was just the lizard creatures that.
Godzilla lives on. By the way,
We're on Skull Island. Oh boy.
yes.
All right.
Wait, that was King Kong, right? I don't know. Whatever.
All right. So who wants to recap
We're in the same movie.
old Archibald about what
It's
happened?
actually Archer.
I'd call you whatever I want.
It's not Archibald Prangley, alright?
Archibald
And
Prangley.
Reginald.
Oh boy. He's coming in the game now.
Yeah.
Archibald and Reginald.
Yeah.
Um.
We're the Nolds.
So who wants to recap from a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Let's see. I got notes.
Drove 1,300 miles twice. Don't do it.
I would drive 1,300 miles. I would drive. Oh, good. Oh.
All right. Last time we played, we got a huge storm. Seemingly came out of nowhere. So we won't be going outside until it clears.
The Randy Orton of storms.
Yeah, they did an autopsy on the creature we captured. It's an herbivore. It can walk on water. It has 3 lungs. For Shrek's being monitored for diseases and parasites after getting slashed by that thing and then gulping a bunch of river water. Oh yeah, and they figured out that one of the lungs is for breathing water, and it can withstand heavy pressure, so it probably goes deep.
Ooh, a benthic creature. Okay.
We did some talking about the stuff, talking about the Cathani, and then we all got drunk.
On river water or
Nope.
rat water or
On bile, except for Reggie, because Reggie
I'll.
cracked into the computer.
ooh, that's what I want to know about.
Yeah. And as far as he could find, nothing seemed really out of place, except there's no entry for Grealish.
Wasn't Grealish the one who set us up on the mission too?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh boy.
and then the room starts to shake, and we see trees falling over.
And there's like weird notes about everybody.
Oh yeah, there's notes about everybody.
What notes are about me?
You were actually the file we read.
Oh.
Grealish said that you were new enough to possibly be manipulated.
True.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah, now there's a dinosaur outside.
Oh, you missed the best part. The creature that we had brought back
yeah.
analyzed. Yeah, that dog had convinced everybody to turn it into nachos. And then when we ate it, it supercharged my powers for like a brief second, or it has some type of effect when you eat them. So that's fun.
That's worth documenting and telling someone about.
All right, so if I eat enough of them, I will get
There's
magic.
another important detail.
They're like olives.
What's her name there? Sonara? She has dissociative identity disorder and has an identity that is very violent when she's stressed.
Okay. So
why couldn't she develop, self-harming, attention-seeking behavior like I did?
Secretly, so it's not public knowledge.
She needs a sedative every once in a while. Getting a little out of hand.
Just kick her in the head. It'll be fine.
Give her to boot. Boot to the head.
All right, and since we actually didn't
probably shoot you.
Since we didn't bother to come up with a reason for Archer not being in there last time, we're gonna go ahead and retroactively say that after coming back from your expedition where you dealt with the lizard things, they found a bug bite on your neck, Archer, that swollen up slightly. Sonora had thought it would be a good idea to quarantine you for at least a 24-hour observation period, just in the event that anything that you received from the bug bite was contagious, and they've cleared it. It was basically a mosquito, essentially.
Okay.
So all good.
So my blood is now in the biosystem. Right.
So it is the...
You're not mosquito, man.
So after the creature, the large creature outside stomped around, it kind of wandered away. The rest of the evening was fairly uneventful, other than the rain continuing on through the night and into the morning, which is where we will start everybody off. So you all at varying times, not too far apart from each other, head out of your rooms and go into the common area, where the research team is kind of all huddled up discussing some different things. Conathor is just sitting on the couch, just relaxing, while they have some sort of in-depth team meeting. So the group of you, I don't know if you congregate amongst yourselves or if you try and join the conversation that they're having.
I would drop eaves on that shit.
Yeah, I'll probably go over.
Okay.
Just the gardener trying to drop some eaves.
So as the first one or two of you start to go over to kind of check things out, the meeting breaks, and Grealish comes up too. So we'll say that Click and Archer were the first two over there, and he turns around, he approaches and says, "Good morning, you're awake."
Yeah.
Says, well, it looks like the weather has broken slightly, so it does appear that we'll be able to go out and do some further exploring for today's events.
Good.
Sounds great.
Says, once the rest of your squad wakes up and joins you, then we will discuss what the plans are for the day. Help yourself to breakfast.
Mind if I do? Some breakfast.
Alright, yeah, there's rations and freeze-dried stuff that's been, resaturated with boiling water. Nothing particularly bad, but you've probably had worse meals, especially the both of you, kind of coming from, harsher upbringings, so it's actually not bad. While you two come up, who else is going to be waking up after them?
Oh, I mean, for Shrek had no reason to sleep late. It was just a little bit of alcohol, so he's just gonna stroll on into his underwear, grab a pot of coffee, and sit down at the table.
But also, you also noticed, for those of you who partook in the bile last night, no hangovers. You feel mostly fine. Maybe a little dehydrated, if you dry cotton mouth or whatever. But other than that, you feel all right.
So I'm more hydrated than usual.
Yeah, you're probably in better health other than the detoxing than you usually are.
Oh, for Shrek's fine, as one of his muscles just begins to twist inward.
Eyeball falls out onto the table. So yeah, for Shrek, you grab a pot of coffee, you sit down with these two, and start your day.
I wander out, see that for Shrek took the entire pot of coffee, debate making another pot, and then just hold a mug out for Shrek. Yeah, a little bit.
He is mid sip, then pours it into your mug, making sure it pours over the area he put his mouth on.
I thought he was just gonna go just spit it, fountain it into your mug.
No, we're not that close yet.
I was gonna say he likes Patch too much to do that, but apparently the other way around.
Damn. Okay. Something happened on the last mission.
No, it's just the only surviving member. Well, Reggie, I guess.
Okay.
So.
Alright. I eat my freeze-dried, whatever's eggs.
I can cure most diseases you might have that would be transmitted to me, so.
So Reggie, you're the last one. You're the last one up amongst the group.
No, I said I was up early, but I think I'm having issues because it's severe thunderstorming here right now.
Really?
And my power is kind of going in and out. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then you're at the table.
So I said
with
earlier that I was up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. No, it's fine.
Really very good storm.
If you hear any loud stomping outside your house, you should probably just stay inside.
It's just Miner jumping on the floor.
Yeah.
House of Pain
Probably,
in the background.
Actually.
All right, so yeah,
if I
Reggie...
all of a sudden go dark,
okay.
The power went out.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Hopefully it's all okay. Okay, so once you're all kind of sitting down, Grillish comes over to you and he says, so even though we had some issues getting some systems back up and going, it appears that there have been some signatures of life signs a few miles from here, from some of the sensors that we've put down, that Ren Marn put down previously. It says, we unfortunately have an emergency meeting that we need to deal with, but if the 5 of you want to go and investigate, we'll have Conathor take you in the crawler.
An emergency meeting?
So it's just administrative things, no need to worry, but we need to be present for it.
Uh-huh.
Who the blood-soaked hell are you answering to?
Slant Industries, of course.
Thought we were cut off out here.
There are limited channels of communication, and the lag time between them is considerable, which is why the call will probably take a fair portion of the day, because it's going to take 20 minutes to a half hour in between messages to go back and forth.
And this isn't something that we need to be informed of?
No. Besides, it'd be more useful for you to go out and explore and investigate the signatures.
Well, Battle up.
It's like,
go to Reggie, like, outside the room, and I say, hey, I got this recorder. Do you think I can try and sneak it? Maybe we can hear what they're talking about.
Yeah, Reggie's got a really sly smile, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that sounds great."
Do I
dude."
know that you hacked the computer? Do I know about that? In game?
Yeah, I would have told you.
Okay, I'm like, the meeting's probably about, you know, the thing that happened. The computer. So, I don't know.
It
I
might
could
not.
try to. It might not be, but, you know, they're obviously trying to make us leave so they can have a private conversation, so.
Yeah,
Right.
just make sure you don't get caught. You know, be careful.
I nervously laugh at that. And okay, so yeah, I try to like sneak it by the door, the room they're in, so then it's there, and concealed maybe, and I can roll stealth if you want.
we're gonna use sleight for that, actually.
Don't know what that is.
Sleight of hand. So stealth would be movement, but I feel like if you're placing something in somewhere where you don't want it to be seen, yeah,
Okay,
I don't.
know that.
Hang on. Let's go stealth, but instead of it based off of instead of the stat going off. No, it's. Hang on.
I don't have that skill, so that's probably gonna be a problem.
Well, how many ranks in stealth do you have?
3.
So I would say that make the stealth roll based off of your wisdom as opposed to your dexterity. So for your bonus, add your ranks in stealth and yeah, sorry. No, diagnose maybe?
Oh, I gotta get on roll 20. Sorry. Whatever. I'll do. I mean, it's obviously that a worse. Diagnose.
No, I'm getting all
There
my
is no
system. I'm
diagnose.
getting all my systems mixed up.
I
Man.
didn't question you because I know that's a thing in the old game.
Yeah.
Concentration?
Hang
I don't
on. No, there's got to be a better thing here. Let me see. Stealth just doesn't feel like that fits very well. Intimidate, melee, order, persuasion, pistol roll for lips, shield, craft, slight stealth, streetwise.
Streetwise?
Streetwise.
Alright, I've got something in that, so it's not the worst. We're gonna get caught. What's Streetwise under? Is that under?
Streetwise is no based, I believe.
Alright, so we're plus
Yep.
5 to this. Gonna get caught. Yeah. I got a 5 bonus on that one.
Okay. So +5, so a success, but no skill die successes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go ahead, you place it down, you tuck it away in a corner where it doesn't seem like it's gonna be noticed.
Okay.
And then you make your way back.
All right. I whisper to Reggie. I'm like, mission accomplished.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's what I got. I turn it on also.
Okay.
For your reference, it is a third eye recorder.
Okay.
Is the item called.
Gotcha.
Alright. And off we go.
All right. So you're all heading right out. You're gonna have any sort of discussions or anything like that beforehand, or what's the plan?
Where are we going?
A few miles off, checking out some life signs.
Alright.
Seems like we're doing their job for them again.
Aye.
Yeah, really. I see anything cool last time out?
Yeah.
Yes.
Short-term memory loss.
No, just Vietnam flashbacks being attacked by dinosaurs.
I don't know. Even in the context of this game, dinosaurs is ranked fairly low on the list of terrifying things you've had to deal with.
Definitely depends on the dinosaur.
It was
like Creepin' Jenny was more.
It wasn't. So, it's not so much terrifying. It's more like remembering something really annoying. Creepy Jenny was spoopy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not for me. Eh.
You was just a baby.
Weren't there?
My character is now dead, so he ain't scared no more. Also, I don't think you can scare him. He's just either too dumb or programmed not to be scared.
And that is why I drink.
Well, maybe this time we shouldn't split up so much.
Nope.
Well, I'll try.
Especially if it involves crossing a river.
Yeah, that was one time.
Yeah, we're not so great at that.
No.
One and only time.
I grew up in a city, okay? You don't want to go across any rivers you find in there because it's usually sewage.
I
I
mean,
don't know how to swim.
that's a privileged thing to say.
I mean,
Sometimes you don't have a choice.
I've never had a time where I wanted to swim back on Mort, so
Pretty fun. I enjoyed it. Swimming.
Well, are there any other preparations we need to make, or should we hit the road?
For Shrek would like to stick his head out the window so he can shoot things with his gun in case we get attacked.
Sounds good.
So
Can you like,
you're just
can you
gonna-
like, can you like stick out the top hatch with his rifle?
I mean, you can turn out and stand out there if you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice big target. It's like when they put like when you put like an RC car out there with like a little treat on top of it for like the dog to chase around. Yeah. Good plan.
Hey! This is how we get samples. All right. So far, I am 100% getting samples.
Homie, you might be the sample.
I mean, I was last time too. So
Like the grocery store, like the samples they give out in the grocery store. All right. So yeah, Conathor, just kind of gets out and gets the crawler ready. For the five of you, you head out to it, just kind of bringing your usual gear and weapons. For Shrek, yeah, you can turn out on top of the hatch, and make your way. Once you're in, Conathor takes off. He just starts driving away. So the rain is still happening, but it's not nearly as hurricane-like as it was before. It's just kind of pretty similar to kind of what you deal with on the upper levels of Mort. Essentially, it's just kind of like that kind of constant, maybe a little bit heavier, but much cleaner and much less, miserable than you would have to deal with. A little bit warmer too.
oh yeah, I've been pissed on before. This is fine.
So as you start driving through, for Shrek, you realize the flaw in your turnout and provide Overwatch plan as you repeatedly get slapped by tree branches as you're driving towards the towards the area where Conathor's only on the road for a little bit before he turns off. There is also like a lot of standing water around as a result of it. You do notice a few trees have been knocked down, but the damage isn't as extensive as you think it would be in an event like that. It seems like, again, this biome has just kind of adapted to these things happening relatively frequently.
It becomes more like gun in one hand and then claymore in the other to deal with the trees.
Weed whacking. So you head out, like I said, he turns off and he heads through basically just like an opening. You see like the slightest sliver of like road that is, you know, basically just a patch of dirt, but the area is clear enough for the crawler to kind of make its way through, save for a couple small trees that it just kind of bulldozes over without much trouble. As you start to make your way there, as Conathor's driving, do the five of you have any sort of discussion, conversation, anything like that on the way?
Probably not in front of Conathor.
Okay.
At least for what's on my mind.
Uh-oh. Anyone else?
I drop a coconut-like fruit that almost crushed my skull down for my buddies to snack on.
First Shrek just throws down a bright yellow, hard fruit that just thunks against the bottom of the APC and starts to roll around on the floor. What
are we supposed to do with this?
Eat it. I think, right? Is it a melon?
I don't know.
Maybe we shouldn't eat it. It could be poisonous.
It explodes. No, it's a grenade melon. Yeah, no, it's kind of looks like a cantaloupe, but the rind is a lot harder on it. It's kind of like a mixture between like a cantaloupe and a coconut. And it's just kind of rattling around now on the floor as you all debate whether or not you want to eat it and or touch it.
Nope.
Redcap would have tried it.
That's true.
Hmm.
I was considering it. Whatever. It looks yummy.
You really shouldn't eat just strange things you find in the forest. I mean, I'm one to talk, but I was drunk, so.
Do I need to roll? Do I need to roll a body check against my melon?
No. All the damage is superficial, and you're wearing body blocker, so it's not like.
Oh no! For the melon I'm snacking on.
Oh, are you eating it? So is your helmet off right now? So you have your helmet off?
Body blocker can't.
No, there's not like a mouthpiece. It's a
Not
helmet.
like Batman armor.
Yeah, it's a helmet. It covers your face. It's a full face mask.
Yes.
It's like a Power Rangers helmet where they have the mouth for some reason molded in.
God.
So
He has his helmet off for a brief stint of clear road to drink the melon.
Okay. You manage to kind of butt it open with the hilt of your claymore as you're kind of hit like a little bit of a clear patch, and then you kind of pull it open. You kind of throw a bit in your mouth. It's got a very sour taste to it, which you can't tell if it's because it's like the fruit went bad or if it's just that's the way it normally is. Again, by no means the worst thing you have ever put into your mouth. So, whether or not you want to continue to snack on it is up to you, but it's not bad.
He'll snack on it.
All right. So you...
Reggie, did you get a sample of this thing? What are we in charge of taking samples of, or what are we looking for?
Basically anything that SLA can try to profit on.
Alright, well, could be a food source, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we got one. We'll bring it back as a sample.
Could have
I'm not putting it in a bag, though. It can just roll around.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave it on the seats. We gotta sit on these.
Do you have any other sample bags? I shout to the front.
Conathor calls back. He's like, under the seat. the seat you're on is like a bench seat, and like the seat pulls up, and underneath there's like some different supplies, like a med kit, and then there's some like sample bags in there.
Okay, I grab one of the bags and try to like fit the melon into it. I'm not sure the size of it. I was picturing a large block.
You can just pull the chunks out of the projectile vomit there for Shrek for sure to experience in a few minutes.
Not from one end, the other.
He's just gonna spin around like a pinwheel.
You're gonna have to just hold it near the bottom of the leg of his body blocker armor. Just wait for it to drip out.
They don't have mouth holes, but
like one of the pajama bottoms.
That's what I. But you got to use like a screwdriver to.
All right. So after about 20 minutes of driving, for Shrek, you see it kind of pull through to a clearing and out into an area that's kind of like a chasm. It looks like it's about a 30-foot, like kind of not quite a cliff, but like a steep hill. Down to a bottom area where there's like, again, like there's a little bit of water in the center, but for the most part it's fairly open. And Conothor kind of pulls the crawler right up to the edge, and then he stops it, and then he kind of looks back to the rest of you. He's like, so the signatures came from down here. It's like, this is as far as I can get the crawler, so you're on your own.
Aye, well, I look forward to more of your inspiring leadership from last time, sir.
He doesn't respond.
Hey, make sure you get up and walk
question
around
either.
every few minutes. You don't want to get any bed sores on your big rat ass.
Reggie has a question.
That gets his attention. He kind of like just like leans back and looks at you. He's like, "What did you say?"
Oh, well, apparently he wasn't grasping sarcasm. I appreciate you just going for it, Click.
I don't think I stuttered.
It's super hot firing right now, by the
He
way.
he just kind of shifts forward, and he opens the side door for the crawler, and then he closes it, and there's a pause, and then you hear the back door of the crawler open, and Conothor just stands there, looking at you.
Okay. So does that mean you're going to make yourself useful and come with us, or are you just trying to be intimidating?
Hand to hand or weapon.
Oh
What are you
my
talking
god,
about?
Barry.
We don't have to do all this. We can just... Can't we just go do some exploring? We don't gotta do all this fighting.
Reggie, give me diplomacy check.
Okay.
To save your friend's life.
Nah.
So you roll dice equal to your skill plus 2. So how many ranks do you have in diplomacy?
Here we go. Is that correct?
How many? You have 4 ranks in diplomacy?
Yes.
Okay, then you add in your diplomacy plus your
9.
charisma, so plus 9.
9.
Okay, so that's a skill die success and 4 regular, so that's an exceptional success. So you just kind of like as like Conothor's waiting and Click is kind of like still not still throwing shade at him. You just kind of step between the two. You apologize to Conothor, you know, just in terms of the stress of the situation, you understand that he has an assignment, that he is to watch this, and then there's probably some light reprimanding of Click or whatnot, just to try and basically get him out of there, while also conveying to him, like, he will really fucking murder you very badly, to the point where you can very effectively, like, diffuse the situation. Conathor just kind of gives Click one last look, and then just kind of steps away from the back door.
So once we're far enough from the APC, I'm just gonna look at Click and go, so how the hell do you sit down?
What are you talking about?
Them balls, buddy.
Reggie laughs at that.
Down big.
I don't fucking
How
like
the
that
hell
guy.
do you sit down? Come on.
I don't. Yeah. I don't like Shakhtars, and I especially don't like
He's
that
a
guy.
red cunt. I was taught to use sarcasm as a kid.
Reggie, also, you would know that, number one, being a Shakhtar, where honor is very important to them, that would have set that guy off for sure. Also, him being a Warworld veteran means he is probably real fucking violent and unstable, and, you know, you can appreciate the comedy of the situation, but you also realize that Click was extremely close to dying, had you not stepped in, so that is something that you may want to convey to him.
Yeah. I would say, you know, it is funny, but at the same time, I think he probably legitimately could have killed you, and I don't think I could handle losing another team member right now. We're already in a, dicey situation, so
Yeah, well,
let's try to not die.
I don't trust
if
these
possible.
people. I don't trust these people, so I don't think we're safe to begin with.
But
I mean, I don't trust him either.
well-
But we're at this point, we're kind of here. We can't get off planet until we do our job, and apparently we're doing their job too. So just think of it as credits.
I mean, I don't want to deal with that weird ass Neophron either. But I guess we got to deal with it till we get off of here, so we don't die.
At least Butch is cute.
Yeah, Sonara seems nice.
Reggie barfs. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Yeah, she was nice.
Okay,
So looking around, is there any?
Anyway, let's,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to begin doing like perception checks and shit and scouting the area.
I think that thunderstorm
Detect.
just started getting our way. You're scouting out the area. Yeah, go ahead and give me the tech. That thunderstorm just hit us too, Sabs. So
yeah, my lights are flickering.
Not me.
Yeah,
we'll
my
come
lights
to you
are
next.
flickering and it's pretty bad.
No, we ain't got rain in the hood.
Okay. I would like to rely on my ear holes because I have good hearing. So that's a +5 to that.
Okay. So you're.
Go
ahead.
Yeah. So I got a success. I think 3 skill die successes.
Okay. Yeah, you keep an ear out. You don't. You hear some birds kind of chirping around, flapping about. Have part of you kind of wonders if that's the signatures that they picked up, but you don't hear anything that sounds particularly unusual, threatening, whatnot. The 5 of you start making your way through the forest, where you kind of hit more of like the edge of the chasm, and you start to kind of try and plot a way down. It's not. Again, like I said, it's not a straight cliff drop off, but it's a considerable, like, it's going to be a steep slope, and it's muddy. So, again, it's not like not life-threatening a fall down this sort of incline, but it ain't going to be pleasant when you hit the bottom or anything on the way down. So it's probably going to require some climbing skill to get from here to the bottom.
Oh, yeah, close my door real quick.
Okay.
Oh, I have a thing for that.
For closing a door?
No, climbing.
Oh.
I have a climbing kit.
Okay, what's the climbing kit do?
Oh, nice.
It's like a...
Does it give a bonus to climb or like the first success or something like that?
I'm gonna have to find that. I know it has like the grappling hook and stuff. I do have climb, so I could climb down.
Yeah, if you climb down with the climber's kit.
I think it gives you like one extra skill die success or something along those lines. Let's see if I can find it quick here.
Guess what?
Reduces the difficulty of any climbing skill by 1 step. User may now climb surfaces that would otherwise be impossible to climb.
Gotcha. Thank you very much for finding that. All right, so
I brandish it. I like pull it out. I'm like, I got this.
Sweet.
Should I try to climb down?
Yeah, I mean...
Okay. I make an attempt to climb with the climbing kit.
okie dokie.
The strength one?
Yeah, it is strength based. I think you'll be okay. Yeah, so go ahead and give me...
How far down is it?
It's about 30 feet.
Oh.
I have a +3.
Oof.
Plus whatever the climber's kit happens to give me.
So that steps it down in difficulty. Alright, you like, alright, I got this, and you rig it up, and you set it, and then you kind of get on this thing, and you're like, I've never used this before. I've never even really climbed anything before. And you get like a little bit of the way down, and then like you your legs kind of slip out because of the mud, and then it just starts to pull your body away from it, and because you're like have the gloves from your body blocker armor, it's you don't burn your hands in the rope, but it also makes it a little bit more difficult to grip it. Okay. So, you guys watch as he gets like about 8 feet down, and then his body just slips from under him, and he just loses grip of the rope completely, and then just kind of like tumbles down the hill, towards the bottom. So for that, Bill, you are gonna take... Oof. You're gonna take, not including like the deduction from your body blocker or whatever, you're gonna take 6 damage.
Alright.
So if you deduct your PV, it'd be 2. No armor damage. Yeah, so you just like...
Reggie's like, no!
Ah! Dunk!
Yeah, he kind of goes tumbling down.
Reggie's like flapping his wings and like, no!
And you
Fucking
probably
bird could have flown down.
You hit a couple rocks on the way down that dents up your armor and bruises you up pretty good, and then you kind of just come like skidding out at the bottom.
Oof.
Paul.
For sure.
There a way I can use acrobatics to kind of do a controlled rope slide down, and maybe have a graceful tumble and not hurt myself?
So you would rather use acrobatics instead of climbing?
Yes.
Yeah, give me an
It's
acrobatics.
higher. I haven't taken my drugs yet today, so what penalty am I under for the detoxing, sir?
Let me see here. Are you addicted to UV yet, or are you just...
I am not.
No, because you've been using the green shit, right?
Yeah, I've been using the hard green, because UV addiction is nasty. I'm just rush addicted.
I want to say that it's a -2 to your strength. Hang on, I got it right here. Let me see. Rush. -1 strength, -1 dex, -1 cool, -1 hit points.
Oh, that's awful. I use all those things.
So your bonus is probably going to be a -1, you know, to whatever this.
Okay, so 4 dice with +4. So let's see what happens.
Wow.
Really athletic.
All right, so yeah, y'all watch Archer just like tumble and slam at the bottom, and then for Shrek is just like tally ho, and then just like treats this hill as basically like a fucking water slide. You know, using the rope to kind of guide him, he like yanks himself away from the rocks. Yanks himself away from the rocks and hits the bottom like perfectly controlled. Does like a fucking parkour roll away. One of the few times he looks cool doing acrobatics as opposed to just like crappy breakdancing, and then he gets back up to his feet. You're all good. Who's
Still
next?
off.
That was easy.
I guess I'll go next.
All right. Climb check, or are you doing anything fancy?
Don't have climb. Let's see. I don't think. Nope.
All right. So then it's just going to be 2 dice. And not bad. So what's your strength bonus? Or what's your strength? So you'd add your strength into that.
Strength is 2.
Okay, so 12. So 1 success. So you whereas we had the 2 opposite ends of the spectrum, you are perfectly adequate. You climb on it, you kind of step your way down, holding hand over hand, strong enough to, you know, maintain your grip on it. You slip a little bit here and there, but you're able to recover, and then you get to the bottom without too much trouble. Who's next?
Can I actually take the time to see if there's an easier way down than them just sliding?
Based on for Shrek scouting, this is like the there's no pathway down. It's
okay.
Like you're going down into this thing.
Okay.
You got Protect 10. Just like barrel yourself.
Yeah,
over
that's
Niagara
yeah. I
Falls.
guess I'm just gonna try climbing down.
Just eat yourself off a cliff. You're fine.
1 on that, so 7
Okay.
and a 3.
All right. Yeah. So same thing. You kind of step out and you just lose yourself to the mud. The grip slips from the rope. You bang against some rocks on the way down. You take 6 damage, which I think your death suit just eats that without much problem. So, yeah, you bang and you rattle around on the way down, but not too bad for you. Then there was one.
Reggie flies down.
Reggie's like, can I just keep an eye out on things up here?
I'll provide Overwatch. Reggie's Overwatch.
Here.
Oh,
People
sure.
look up.
Stay up there with the pissed off Shakhtar. Let me know how that goes.
Well, the Shakhtar likes Reggie.
He's not mad at me. Yeah.
All right. So are you gonna go down, or are you gonna stay up here?
Are you chicken?
How dare you? Sir.
That is super racist. That is
say, my great uncle was a chicken.
My great uncle was a chicken.
Yeah. I punch Blick in the arm for that. That is their word. You can't say that.
Click's getting in trouble with everybody today. Who knew Click was such a racist?
You're cool, Archer.
See? Fucking
No one's
Richard's
ever
a
told me that
human.
before. Yeah, I know. That's the point.
Staying or going, Reggie?
Well, Reggie's gonna see if he can explore a little bit up here before he attempts to fall to his death.
Okay. All right, so the four of you are down at the chasm. Reggie's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take a look at the plants, see if
There's something really interesting up here.
See, there's some weird plant here. We should probably take a look at this."
Nerd!
Now go on without me.
Climb down!
It's okay if you break anything.
Reggie
I might be able to
also-
heal you.
Reggie also kind of secretly wanted to try to talk to Conathor
Okay.
Oh,
and see
okay.
if he could get him to talk.
Okay.
But he doesn't necessarily say that super loud because he doesn't want.
Okay. So you kind of head off and go to investigate, and the other four are down here at the bottom. So at the bottom, you get down there. You start looking around. I will say, give me detect rolls, all of ye who are down there.
So that's +7, and I get 1 automatic success from good vision, as long as we're looking.
Okay. 7.
Well, that's a fail.
So is Patch
So
the
if-
only one that succeeded?
I
really.
got
+5 to mine.
Oh no, click succeeded.
15 on my...
You got +5 to yours, Archer? Yeah, so that's a
Yeah.
fail.
Yeah.
Alright, so you all spend a few minutes kind of like looking around here. And as you start to kind of walk around towards one of the edges, you start to see a lot of prints on the ground. And you actually notice them, they look like footprints. Upon closer investigation, they appear to be humanoid. They're a mixture of bare feet and like a block that would look like maybe like a sandal or something. But it's kind of dotted all around this area down here.
Oh shit.
Whoa, look at that! The little local feet.
Keep your eyes open. We don't know if they're hostile or not.
Do you guys call over the other members to look at the prints?
Yeah. Yeah, you find some prints over here.
What you got?
I mean, they're people, so they got they looks like some of them have sandals, so.
We should be careful.
I
Then.
have something to word shit with, or camera. Maybe not. I thought I did.
I just take pictures of them with my phone.
Mm. Yeah, you guys.
Oh yeah.
You guys take some pictures and observe. Reggie, back up to you. So do you go back to the crawler?
Yeah.
Okay. So you walk back over. Conathor just kind of looks at you as you approach and notices nobody else coming back around. Says, "What happened?"
Well, the team went down into the chasm, or I just wanted to make sure we were good. I felt bad about what happened there with my comrade, and wanted to apologize on behalf of the team for disrespect.
He kind of pauses and he's like, you don't need to worry about my feelings being hurt, but if he or anyone else in your group ever says anything like that again, I will kill them without hesitation. That will be the last time you get to save them. I have a mission. I've been tasked to protect this vehicle because it is the only form of transportation that we have. I have been given strict orders to not leave it and make sure that it returns at all costs. If you cannot handle what you come across out in the open, that is your assignment that you need to deal with. Speaking of, the fact that you have left your people behind as their leader doesn't bode very well in terms of your leadership ability.
back over to them. I just was just checking in with you. Your goal is just the vehicle, not any other aspect of this adventure here.
Yes.
As in, your team is sort of all meeting separately.
He like pounds the crawler behind him. He says, "This is my team."
You don't really have much of a connection with the others, then.
No.
Sounds like. What kind of inspired you to come on this trip?
I was told.
So it's just the mission.
Yes. Is that why you're here?
Exploration, new experiences, learn new things.
And because you were told by Slay Industries to come here.
I guess. Necessarily. I guess that's...
Is that it?
Yeah, I guess so.
He kind of like motions behind you. And he says, "Good, because your team is in trouble." Back down to you guys. As you're taking pictures of the footprints, you look up, and suddenly, as though out of thin air, you are surrounded by 6 people. They are pale, very pale skins, very well physically fit and conditioned. Muscular, wearing, very basic rudimentary clothing, cloth, mostly just bare chested, just, loincloth essentially. And the 6 of them have spears essentially pointed at you, which they just look like they've been just refined branches. On the end there is a dark, like a black sort of rock that has just been kind of lashed to it. And they all stand like around you, just statuesque, just basically like kind of very threateningly.
Oh, this looks like a bloody family reunion.
So I guess I kind of sling my gun to the side and put my hands up.
Okay.
Show them that they're empty.
Yeah, I kind of put my hands out like in a gesture of I don't got anything.
Okay.
Even though I'm in a giant suit of weird.
So that you said they were like pale humans.
Yeah, they're human. They look like any other human, basically. For as far as you can tell. And then, like I said, it's just probably pale because they're in shade a lot. There's not a lot of direct sunlight, so But they're all, they all look very strong. The weapons, the spears they're looking don't look special. Like it doesn't look, probably doesn't look like there's any reason that it would get through your armor or anything along those lines. But they still, they're still just, that is what they are using to threaten you with.
Did anybody learn any other words while we were at the base?
Archer, what do you do? Do you throw your hands up, or what do you do?
Yeah, I put my hands up.
Okay. So as you're gonna say something for Shrek?
I was going to attempt to make an intelligence check to mimic a word I heard from the linguist's office from a recording that may or may not have been playing.
Okay. what word is that, or do you not know? You're just throwing a
He's
random word
just
out there.
just going to make a noise he heard from the linguist's recordings as he passed in the that he passed that way.
Okay.
It's obviously not going to work. He doesn't have good intelligence.
Okay, so it's gonna be language based, or so it's gonna be language, even though it's gonna be unskilled. So just 2 die and add in your knowledge into that.
Well, that's an 8 and a 7.
Okay, yeah, you for Shrek it's like I got this. Hang on. What do you say for Shrek?
I say their word for potato.
One of them looks at you a little bit confused. You try and say their word for potato. We'll put it that way. And then
it probably comes out to them like potato.
All I can think of is that scene from *Inglourious Bastards* where Brad Pitt's like, "Don't worry, my Italian is perfect."
Exactly like that. More lobby.
All right.
No.
So, like, you get, like, one of them gives you a confused look. Like, you get him to break his kind of stoic expression briefly, and then he kind of goes back to it. And all of a sudden, you feel a hood being pulled down over your helmet. And there's, like, a string that's pulled on it. Not enough to, like, number one, you're in armor, so it wouldn't close around enough anyways. But just to block your vision. And then the 4 of you, the other 3 of you, start to see similar things of just, whoop, hood over, closed up, and you start to get like led in a direction.
If
Reggie,
they take me to breed, don't come looking for me for about a week.
Reggie, you see all of this happening from like on top of the cliff. What do you do?
I guess I'd probably try. Like, Reggie's thought is that he's gonna try to, like, slide down there and, like, follow them. Even though it's probably not gonna go that well, he's gonna try.
Okay, so give me a climb check to get down there first. Or acrobatics, or, like, whatever.
All of the things that Reggie can't.
I would recommend climb, then, if you have one or the other, because acrobatics would be a higher difficulty tier then. Be a step up because it's out of like a different skill. So just roll 2d10 and then add in your dexterity or your strength. Okay. So you guys start to feel yourself getting pushed in a direction, and then all of a sudden you just hear loud, like, kind of crashing and banging coming from the hills behind you. And you probably all kind of think the same thing, like, oh, Reggie's here.
Squawking. There's some squawks of pain.
Reggie, despite the fact that you take your tumble, you don't take any damage. You only took 1 damage, and your armor, like, eats it easily. So you just kind of, like, tumble down, and then you're met at the bottom immediately by 3 guys who just, like, or immediately, like, threaten you. And then, assuming you don't resist, pull you to your feet, throw a hood on you, and kind of shove you off with the other group. Do you allow them to do that? Do you try and put up a fight, anything like that?
I mean, I think that Reggie would be trying to probably to no avail. Make himself seem not threatening so that they diplomacy them, even though he doesn't actually know their language.
Yeah, I mean, so
like, he's trying to do that, but knowing that it's probably not.
Fellas, we can come to an understanding here. No, they don't speak your language at all. So you just pull them up. I mean, like, again, they're not overly aggressive with you, other than the fact that they're kidnapping you. But they throw the hood, and then they just kind of shove you off with the rest of the group.
And then the only word he remembers is that Lonnie thing.
Ulani, yeah. So you just like, Ulani, and
Yeah.
nothing. They don't even particularly
Yeah,
care.
Reggie's just like, because he's all frazzled.
Try to flap your wings around, Ulani. All right. Yeah. So you hit the you get let out. And you all start to get walked. As you're walking along, you start to feel like some brushes and branches kind of rubbing against you, kind of indicating that you're getting taken into kind of like back into like a forest past the clearing of this area. You walk for probably about 15-20 minutes. You do feel like a little bit of a drop off. The rain all of a sudden stops. You feel the rain stop hitting you. You notice the light around you has darkened slightly, so you feel like you're probably out of the outdoors, and you get led down what kind of just from like the feeling around you, you probably discern to be like some sort of corridor or something like that, and then you get stopped. Once you're stopped, you feel these people grabbing for your weapons to take them off of you, to disarm you.
I try to resist at that point.
Okay. Okay. Does everybody else try and resist? What do the others try and do?
Yeah. Click just goes, fuck it, and starts fighting.
Okay, so you go to fight with one of them?
Yeah.
Okay. What is for Shrek, Patch, Archer? You hear Click yell "fuck it." What do y'all do?
Try to draw a weapon.
Okay, you're still blindfolded, by the way.
I'm gonna hand-to-hand roll and try to beat one guy to death with my helmet.
Okay, so
It's like, stop it.
Okay, so Reggie, you're trying to advise them to not start fighting these guys?
Right.
Okay. Give me a leadership check.
Okay.
And what's the bonus on that?
And that is +7.
+7? Okay, so that's
7.
so that's a success die success and then 2 skill die successes. So you are all starting to get like ready to try and scrap with these guys. You start to feel like the butts of the spears, like you don't feel like anything like jamming into you, so you don't know if just their spears are not effective enough. the handles of the spears.
All right, knock it off.
Yeah, you start to feel like you can't tell if just the spears are not sharp enough to get through your body blocker, or if they're hitting you with the handle or what. But they're all like trying to like hit you, and they're trying to resist. And Reggie's like just like calls out. He's like, "This is our best chance to make contact with these people. Just calm down." And do you all persist? Do you continue to fight? Do you follow your leader's suggestion? What do you do?
You know what? First Strike's like, worst that happens is I get sacrificed on a cool stone altar. Best that happens is I get hit sampled by the local women. So, or by the locals. Period. So, let's see how this goes.
I don't resist, but I say, if I don't get my gun back, you're buying me a new one.
Okay.
I'm not leaving here without Bessie and Claymore.
Click Archer, do you stop resisting, or do you? Okay. Alright, so you just kind of like, after some initial like trepidation, like they pull the thing off of you. Then, once they have those things off of you, they pull off the hoods and you look out into. It definitely looks like something that was either. There's stone walls around you, so you figure you're in the side of some hill or mountain or something. You're in some sort of cave-like structure. There are sconces on the walls with torches and whatnot, so it's reasonably well lit. Across the walls are intricate carvings, like hieroglyphs, sort of. Like, these things definitely tell some sort of story to them. The room itself is probably about 50 feet wide, vaguely circular. There is a hall at the back, presumably the way you came, and then another hall leading deeper into this thing. Those are the only two exit points. The six guards go. 4 of them walk off. 3 of them remain. 2 of them stand by where you came out. 1 of them stands by where would lead deeper. And you have probably about, like, there's kind of about a minute or so of just the 5 of you being there, kind of taking this all in. So is there anything you say, do, anything you want to investigate further, just with an eyesight? Like, what do y'all think of this?
This is like one of them Dragon Dungeon sims.
I don't like this.
I mean, who would?
Be interested in the stuff on the wall, the writings or pictures or whatever.
Okay. Do you have anything in, like, lore, like any knowledge in lore or anything like that, Reg?
No.
Nothing. Does anybody have any
Wish
lore?
I did though.
Like lore.
I have some
knowledge?
education. I have like education skills, but
Mhm.
not.
Yeah, I just have education academic.
Okay. So nothing.
You guys went to.
So I mean, the people you know the ones that have kind of that educational background clearly recognize this as, again, like, this is some sort of history or living document kind of, but it's so condensed and it's not like really structured in like lines on a paper. Like, it's kind of all over the place to the point where it's difficult to follow and you can't really make out like where one thing ends and the other begins. There's a lot of things of like pictures of people, pictures of animals, all relatively crudely drawn because it's carved into the stone, and it seemed like they didn't have like a lot of tools at their disposal to be able to do so. Although it looks at one point like there's different sets of drawings, and some of them look kind of more primitive in terms of just like they look like they were kind of like just one rock on another rock. But then there are a certain set of them that look like they are a little bit more sophisticated, and that's when you also realize that towards the corners of the room there are built into almost kind of like what looks like hollowed out tree stumps. You catch the glow of something like electric and mechanical, and just by kind of like looking at them, they look similar to like some consoles you saw on like the ships that came and brought you here. Like, they look like equipment from like a vehicle or a ship or something along those lines. You can't tell what they do, you can't read anything on the displays from where you're at, but you recognize them as like, this is technological equipment.
That's odd. And I can't put it on, like.
Why do they have buttons?
I mean, either they get them or they scavenge them. But
Why is it on?
Doesn't that mean someone else has been here? To
Yeah.
heads up?
possibly.
Or maybe
Say so.
Or maybe they're more advanced than they realize, and we're just interacting with a bunch of hipsters.
Could be. I mean,
Next thing you know, it'll be craft beer and shitty poetry.
So we're not bound or anything. We're just kind of standing there.
No, they probably would have had some sort of
Oh.
ties to tie your hands up. That probably did that when they took the weapons off of you. They probably, yeah, they're like just kind of like lash your hands with rope. Again, not super, like you probably could get out of it with like a little bit of fighting, but you know.
Did they take my drugs?
They only took your weapons off you.
Good.
They probably, yeah, the cast this on you or whatever they wouldn't have bothered. So after a little bit of standing in this room and observing it, a man walks down from the hall, opposite the way you came in. When he does, the three people in the room kind of like bow to him, essentially.
I nod my head a little bit to him. Just
Almost,
to play nice.
Yeah, more like a salute as opposed to like, like, I don't know, fealty. Like, you just get that feeling like it's kind of more militaristic than, like, servitude. You can argue how different those things really are, but...
I try to copy what the guys are doing, but since my hands are bound, I don't know what they're doing. It probably looks very silly.
Okay. The man is, he looks like he's in like his late 40s maybe. Like he's older than all the other people here, but he's not that old. He is similarly he's in decent shape, but in not as good a shape as these other people. He is wearing a little bit more ornate clothing in terms of just like a basically a vest over, kind of covering most of his chest. His arms are still, no sleeves for the arms. And he has like shorts essentially, like you can kind of tailored, like they've actually been like stitched together. But they're of clearly like some sort of animal hide. Like they're still pretty rudimentary, but they're definitely like crafted as opposed to what the other guys are kind of wearing. And he kind of just stands and looks at the five of you. Why are you here? He says in perfect Killian.
Like, we're supposed to be here.
Are you?
Yeah.
According to whom?
My employer.
Research. Research purposes.
He kind of turns to you. He's like, "Is that what you would call it?"
Not really. They're kind of just here to, exploit this planet for all its resources and leave it a husk. But
he turns and he says, "I wouldn't expect such honesty from a SLA Industries employee."
Oh, wow. You know a lot more about us than we thought. All right. This makes things a little more and less terrifying.
I mean, if you know we're SLA Industries, you know what we do. We find planets and take the resources.
Real users.
He says, "Yes, we've been expecting you for some time." He looks around to like the five of you. He says, "However, based on your answers, it seems that you haven't bought into the mission of your organization as much as some others may have."
No, just because that's what SLA wants doesn't mean that's necessarily.
So what do you want?
We could have peace between us, and I'm really was here to learn more about different cultures and things. I'm very much against the destruction of resources and planets.
But your mission is to gather this information so your employer can do just that. So what are you going to do?
We haven't gotten that far yet. Still working on figuring that out. Sounds like you've experienced this before.
We've been told to expect you by the 3.
3 what?
He ignores your question. He continues on. He says, we also know that you were the second group that came down. We had our scouts observe you as you arrived. The first group seems much more dedicated to their mission than you are.
I mean, we're just hired muscle.
I kind of like your lads with the spears.
He turns back, kind of paces a little bit. Reggie, you probably pick up on this a little bit more than others, just because of the fact of your kind of expertise in dealing with people. He is trying to put off an air of control and strength, but he definitely has some concern in just like his gait, his kind of like his mannerisms. It's not something that other people would probably read, but you probably recognize it. Like he's kind of bluffing a little bit with at least some parts of this, or at least he's concerned about your being here. He says, we know many things about where you come from and who you work for. We know that ultimately we would not be able to stop an assault on our home. However, we have been working to devise a solution for when this day came. He says, if you mean what you say, and that you do not want the ultimate goal of the reason you have come here to succeed, you must convince the people who you are working with that this planet is either not worth the resources or it is too dangerous at the time to inhabit. Says, in the event that you are unable to do so, we will need to make more drastic measures against the people who are here presently.
So, perhaps we can work together to prevent this planet from being destroyed, is what you're saying.
He says, you would need to work alone. Maintaining communication with us would put the Cathani at risk. But you need to convince the people you're with to not make a recommendation to their superiors to come to this place.
We need to make them think
Yeah,
that.
well,
The contract was we stay here for about 30 days and we get paid on our return to Mort. Right?
Yeah. We get a paycheck either way.
Maddie was supposed to be here. I say that for real. I'm like, we're not even supposed to get this mission. Got it by accident. But, like, what you guys are proposing will get us all killed if we get caught. Right? I think so.
yeah, maybe, but not necessarily. I mean, I think there's no harm in us trying to help these people. I mean, I never wanted to eradicate them to begin with.
Hey, quick character knowledge check, because I don't remember who here has like eye implants that are recording this.
Number
I
That I
one,
would know of.
number
I
one,
haven't-
you may not know that.
Yeah, that I would know of.
Yeah. I have an LAD. That's not so much an eye implant, more like a GPS, and only works on Mort. So I just have a quarter in my skull.
Yeah, I knew Redcap had one, but he's dead. So
Yeah, that got blown out of his head.
Why didn't we take that and collect his social security checks?
no, he didn't have the thing. He just had the recording device. It was on.
I
Okay.
had the finance chip, so I
Also,
got extra money.
Reggie, just for additional context, and because again you're the leader and you have intricate knowledge of Slay Industries and the way that they operate and the way that they work, you do know that in the event that they found out that you were trying to disrupt an expedition to mine resources from this place, that is tantamount to treason, essentially, and you would be either severely punished and likely executed in the event that they were to determine that you were working against the company. So you would have that knowledge.
So
What
Reggie
you do with it...
Yeah, Reggie doesn't want us to die.
Right, but again, I mean that's your morals versus what the company would do. But you also know that in the event that Slay Industries gets the green light, they're going to send people to this place. They're going to strip mine it. They will probably enslave these people. Like, you know all of this stuff based on your expertise in just knowledge of Slay Industries as the leader and a Neophron and an excellent student of Mani.
In 2 generations, all these people could be frothers for all you know. After Slay gets a hold of them, ooh.
So you haven't tried talking to the other people that were here? I mean, do all of you understand Killian?
No. It's only the elders. And we have not spoken with those because we believe, and rightfully so, that they would not be sympathetic to our propositions and would likely they may attack us immediately.
Are you originally from this planet?
Yes.
How do you know our language?
We were taught by the 3.
Who are the 3?
That is not for you to know.
I mean, if we're going to help you, I think we should have an understanding of your culture. I mean, we would really be risking ourselves to help you, so I think, and we're willing to, but I think, something in return would have a little bit of an understanding of your culture.
Give me a diplomacy check.
That thunder, though.
Yep.
Diplomacy is a +9. Is that one of the ones that... It's actually +10, because they're not Neophons.
Alright. Yeah. So, yeah,
so, a billion. There you go.
Alright.
Yeah, mic drop.
The man, he says, the 3 were members of your organization at one time. They were specifically experiments, essentially, deemed to be failed experiments by your organization. He pauses as like he's trying to remember something. Vevafons. they were ordered to be executed because their program had been recalled. So they took they commandeered a vessel, worked with some others on the inside to transport them to a place where they wouldn't be found or hunted, and made a home here. They integrated themselves with the Cathani and integrated their technology and taught us things specifically about yourselves and how to use some of your equipment.
Oh.
Yeah, you're still here. Did you get all that?
I asked if they're still living.
Oh, sorry, I didn't catch that.
I missed part of it.
Yeah, it says yes, they are.
Can we meet
Can I
them?
do a
They're
display
still-
info roll on that?
Helping.
Yeah, sure.
It's +5.
Okay. Yeah, you don't know a ton about it, but you do know that some time ago there was a variant of Stormers called Vevifons, which had the ability to shapeshift, that were deemed basically kind of like a failure by Slay Industries due to a variety of issues, but one of the chief among them was just like instability, and for lack of a better term, unreliability, essentially, and they were recalled, and the ones that were still around were rounded up and disposed of.
Except for these ones, evidently.
Except for these ones, evidently.
Like, I heard of these things before, but the story still seems crazy.
The fact that he's speaking bloody Killian is giving a huge nugget of truth, though.
Yeah, why would he lie to us about this?
I don't know.
Can we meet them?
Also, sorry to interrupt, Archer, the fact that he knows that word at all indicates that, number one, he's got to be telling the truth, because there's no other way he'd know it, or there is some, like, real fucking deep con being run on you, but the simplest solution is the most likely. Like, this is not common knowledge. This is not something he could have just tripped over or made up. Like, this is a real thing, and it's not super well known. Even to the on board. To the point where you may have really been the only one who's heard of this.
Okay.
Of the squad, anyways.
Okay.
Interesting. They're trying to help you because you helped them.
That's correct.
Fair.
He says, additionally, when they fled their home, they stole some material, prototypes for armor that was tested, but also deemed unviable. And he says, he kind of like motions around, and the three other guards who had left, bam, are all of a sudden there. Says, this material bends light and allows us to move unseen.
Oh, that's tits. I want to.
Oh,
He goes on. He says, in the event that you're not able to convince your team to stop their work, we will need to attack the system that's the most vulnerable, which is your communications and your sensors. We would not be able to take any of you in direct combat. However, if we deactivate those systems, then we will effectively cut you off from your employers, and they will likely assume that you have been killed, which will slow their efforts and may cause them to abandon the project entirely.
Yeah, they wouldn't send anyone for us.
So you would remain here. And I feel you do not want that.
I mean, it's a nice enough place.
Not ready to move to the country and raise a family quite yet, there, sir.
Well, Pat, you're right. They wouldn't send anyone for us.
what do you suggest?
Well, we need to convince them
do
that this planet is too dangerous to mine. So.
Don't suppose yet. Well, no. Answered me question before it was half done. Never mind. Have you lot figured out how to tap into the ebb through the compounds on this planet? We tested some of it, and it was and it made our lad patch here a bit more ebby.
He says that we're aware of some minerals that exist below the surface that we believe are leaking into various water sources that have some sort of special property. However, no one here can utilize it. It is worthless to us.
Ah, balls.
So what's the solution?
About doing this. Yeah.
We just got to convince Slay that this place is too much of a hassle for him.
Guys, it's really hot there, and there's a lot of bugs, and it's just fucking rains all the time. Aren't you sick of the rain? Don't you want to go somewhere nicer? Yes, it's a drag. Don't even bother. Is there a Double Blair 4? Go to try that instead.
What's Ulani?
This is Ulani is the protector of this planet. He was here before we arrived. He'll be here long after we're gone. This is we have managed to find ways to stay away, to leave him unbothered, and when we can, to attempt to curry his favor. Attempts to do this have been mixed, but we know how to stay out of his way, as your people would put it.
What happens when you get in his way?
He will destroy you.
Aye. Might be
To insult the Shakhtar.
That might be how they. That might be how you might wind up making this place too much trouble for Slay. So keep that one on the back burner.
Is it a physical being, or is it more of an intangible power?
It is a living creature.
Oh, that makes it easier.
Does it have horns?
Seen it?
We have seen parts of it, and no one has ever seen its face. It walks above the tree lines.
Oh, is that what we heard stomping around the other day? Or yesterday?
In all likelihood.
Perhaps we can conveniently find some hieroglyph drawings of this
Whoa.
creature killing things and be like, see, look, it's dangerous.
Starting to get some of that thunder you're talking about.
Yeah, it rolled through our way. I don't know if it's still here or not.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I just hear it a little bit, but not as loud. As you guys are kind of like talking and discussing and debating, one of the guards kind of comes up, a different one than like the group. This one's kind of skinnier, younger, looks like he's maybe like mid-teens or so, and he starts speaking to the elder in a language, their native language, and he responds. He says, and then the kid runs off, and then he says to you, he's like, "You must leave. Your escort is starting to get suspicious." He motions to the other guys. They bring you back your weapons. He says, "You must not let them know that you had contact with us."
No, we won't. Actually, I just got a really dumb plan. Do you think you guys can take him? Like, could a bunch of you take just him?
He kind of...
He's packing one of them war world rifles, lad. They're not on the market. He's got some serious hardware.
Yeah, but they're invisible.
He saes, "We're not willing to make that risk."
Do we just kind of look like we got beat up a little?
Okay.
I'll do it.
No, because we need to make it look like they're...
So that it looked like a fight.
I was gonna say, if we can if they took out one of them, then that'd be pretty dangerous, taking out a Shakhtar. But they're not willing to do that. And if we did it, they'd recognize the bullet holes. Okay, I guess we've got some. Do you know a way? What was the name of the creature? Do you know a way to like get your creature's attention, your god's attention?
Most of our efforts are in staying away from it.
Yeah, but like, say you wanted to manifest it somewhere.
I would say the most likely way of doing this would be causing harm to the environment if he is the protector of this planet.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to run some tests, but I think I know what Patch is thinking.
Do you know a quicker way up the ravine?
What's that?
Do you know a quicker way out of the ravine? Like, is there a path where we don't have to slide down or climb back up?
He pauses for a moment, and then he calls like one of the guards over. He says something to him in their native language. He says, "Follow him."
Okay.
All right. So he kind of motions for you to follow him, and then he leads you kind of down the way that the elder came from.
Okay.
And as he does, you kind of get a glimpse around to kind of like some of the other things, and you notice that that this is almost kind of like an underground village, essentially, that has been constructed. There's definitely like a lot of people mulling around. You kind of get what you probably view as some sort of like market space, like a larger open area. You see like a living area. Like you kind of like get a very fast forwarded version of kind of like the tour of this place, and then he leads you as you're kind of going, it's inclining and winding slightly, so it's like multi-leveled. And then once he gets up, he he kind of like leads the five of you like out, and then he kind of like puts you out into the forest, and like there's like a rock that kind of like slides behind you, to shut you off, and you're back up at ground level. You kind of don't know where the fuck you are though, but you're at the elevation you need to be.
Okay.
So
what do you...
what's our story gonna
I mean, we just went exploring. We saw some tracks and we followed them for a while, and then they disappeared. They petered out. We hit a river or something. We just hit a rocky area.
saw
And
you guys?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But more
Kinda thought it was
importantly, what do you want to do? Do we want to?
We tried going
I mean,
along with them. We tried going along with them, get some diplomacy, get some data. They were a little bit hostile. They kept whacking us with sticks, hence all the scuffs on our armor from the spears.
I've got another idea. Why don't we just drop all the sample bags and stuff? Don't bring them back. Just say that that's all they took because they couldn't figure out how to use anything else.
I was just gonna say that we hand-to-hand fought them and some ran into the trees, but that could work.
Yeah,
think
I mean,
both of
I
those
feel like
things
he would have expected us to use our weapons.
No, that's true.
This ammo's expensive. Fuck you.
Anything that it.
Yeah, ammo's expensive, and we don't have a lot of it, and they weren't wearing armor, so
Might not believe.
First Shrek took a few swings at him. They saw how good he was, and they ran.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Hold on, let me find something to kill with me sword.
You go looking for like some wildlife or something to get some blood on your sword.
I stab a bunny. Aw.
All right, yeah, you find some slow, crippled, poor, defenseless wildlife, and you murder it like a fucking monster.
Right in the face, so it's quick and painless.
And then yeah, you kind of like get the wipe your blade down with the blood.
There we go.
So, what's the consensus? Do we help slay strip mine? We do what we're paid to do? Help slay strip mine this planet, or do we help these guys?
Me big cousin Breton told me best after one of the lads died. Slay don't care about us. They use us, we use them back. It's all about
Yeah, but like we're hiding like shit they're trying to eradicate, basically.
I say
You guys are already under their watch half the time, right? Because whatever happened.
Aye, but we're not under slave watch now. I say we keep the lie, do our best to ride it out. If we can figure out a way to fuck things up, we do it. We just gotta make it through this 30 days.
Maybe the Solani thing will scare them away.
I mean,
Aye.
they're really dependent on us to do all their work for them, so we just keep coming back with nothing valuable.
Right.
Just go
Aye.
grab a bunch of coconuts. Cocoa melon. Canna nuts.
Fucking delicious. Don't mind if I do.
Coconut, cocalopes. Canna nuts. What are we calling these things? We get naming rights to this stuff, right? All of it. We kind of established that.
We're gonna call them Shrek nuts.
Shrek nuts.
They should be called click nuts because he's got huge ones.
Right. Fuck it. They're click nuts now.
Just grab some of these. Okay, I look around for like random like I got some of the sample bag. Well, yeah, I got some of the sample bags. I'm just gonna start grabbing random things that don't look poisonous.
Okay.
Just really like kind of useless things, but like careful. Getting like leaves and branches and things. And
Since
things
I
that
have
look like
gloves,
berries.
I'm gonna take something that I know that looks like no one should put it in their body and put it in double bag it.
I thought you were gonna say put it in my body.
No, no, not yet.
All right, as you're going around, just kind of collecting random garbage and throwing it in a bag, you start to hear the engine of the crawler off in the distance. It sounds like it's coming closer to you.
That asshole would leave us.
Alright. Well, we got our stories straight. I'm covered in blood, so let's do this.
All right, so yeah, as you're kind of like just saying like your last kind of couple words, it starts to pull through like the trees and knock a few things down, and then the hatch opens up and Conthor kind of comes up through the top of that, like ready to fire at something, and then he like kind of sweeps just the area to make sure nothing is around, and then he kind of like rests his gun on the roof. He's like, "What happened?"
Went along with them, thought we could get some data. The discussions broke down, got a wee bit of hand-to-hand combat, got away. They ran off after I cleaved a couple of them in half, doing some collecting.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, fuck me.
That's why I wait for Reggie to speak first.
He was taking too long.
You looked like you were gonna say something, so I wasn't sure.
Never let my character talk, Sabrina!
Okay, that's fair.
I cannot be trusted to make good decisions, that's the point! I'm gonna use a luck.
Alright. You can use like a luck as 1-for-1 to give it bonuses if you like as like a plus. If you would rather do that, that's up to you.
Yeah. I'll spend 2 luck to barely get a 10.
Okay. Alright, so you got a +2 to that normally?
Yeah, so now it's a +4.
Okay.
So yeah, I barely pulled this off.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a poop. Let me know. I'll be back down. Let me know who got shot.
Okay. He's like, did you detain any of them? Did you kill any of them?
They kind of grabbed the ones we hurt and pulled them away, and we didn't really want to pursue them because we don't know if they were going for reinforcements or what. We should probably get out of here.
Patch, give me a persuasion check.
Kerr. Do I even have persuasion? No, but I'm attractive.
Oh.
So 10 plus charisma, 11, and a 5. And I'm pretty.
Okay. He's so... he kind of continues on. He's like, why are you... If they bring them back, we can kill them easily. And then we'll have bodies to study, which the research team will probably be happy about.
But we also were trying to maintain or figure out some kind of a way to communicate or have a relationship with them. Perhaps that wouldn't be the best way to go about that. I know that's what, what's his name is working on? Caleb?
Yep. He lets out a sigh a little bit, almost as though he was like, like looking forward to some sort of action. Says, fine, get in. Then he kind of comes down through the hatch and closes it off and moves back to the driver's seat.
We got a lot of samples, and I hold up the bags that I've got.
He's already in the APC, he doesn't care.
The Coca-Lopes. Got some Coca-Lopes.
Clicking nuts.
Click nuts.
Yeah.
Click nuts.
Okay.
We can name something after you if you want.
Alright, so you all get into the APC then?
Yeah.
Okay. You get in, he drives off. Starts heading back to base. He doesn't seem particularly any more interested or in pries any further. Do y'all do anything, say anything on the trip back?
Can he hear us? Are we in the same section?
I mean,
Vehicle,
you're in
or
the
is it,
back,
like,
he's in the
blocked off
front.
right
If
when-
you talked
That's it.
quietly, then he probably wouldn't be able to hear you over the sound of, like, the stuff rattling around the engine of the crawler and whatnot.
Quick, spill the First Shrek spills the click nuts.
Clunk, 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 clunk.
There. Now we can all huddle together and talk.
So, we can't do this, right? I'm not trying to get tortured to death by Slay.
Me neither.
Well, I mean, like I said, I mean, maybe this Ulani thing will end up convincing them it's too dangerous, and we won't even necessarily have to do anything.
Hopefully.
Oh, we did get a
Wait.
shit ton of intel on them, so there's that.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
if we can try to keep them from slaughtering these people, that's the least we could do.
But if we do decide to be good corporate little stooges, we can probably get a big fat bonus.
We could.
Nah.
No.
Yeah.
Slade doesn't reward guilt going the extra mile.
We have in the past.
Yeah, but that's mostly if you can do it on TV, and none of this is televised, so...
Aye.
Reggie, you do, again, because of your experience with Slay, and Archer, you might even know this to a certain extent too, because of your Slay info. If you as a group were able to turn in or provide info on 3 of the last remaining Vevifons in existence, you're probably gonna get something for that, whether it's credits, an SCL boost, or both. That is beyond just like saving a building of people. Like, that is like you're returning like valuable fucking company property. At that point, you probably
It's as dangerous
would
as
have
it
like,
is
yeah,
helpful to them.
yeah. So yeah, you would probably get some sort of compensation or recompense for that.
Just got to get off this rock first.
Yeah. I don't think Reggie would be right about that. Said I don't think he would want to turn in for money.
I mean, it's also self-preservation if we get caught. So.
Yeah. Yeah, this off-world stuff
How are
is
we
not...
gonna get caught?
I mean, I don't trust
So
these
far.
guys. They could just, you know, as soon as they get what they want, they can out us, or who knows what they're up to.
Aye.
They could be here.
They could be here.
Free.
Probably.
Are we able to like hear any of that recording from Archer's thing?
Oh no, not
Or
at this
we
point.
would have to be back at the base.
You'd have to be back at the base.
I mean, if they got a line to the to Mort, we can give them this information. That. And at least if they cut off communications in the future, somebody knows what's going on here. And maybe they'll send somebody for us.
I mean, that kind of throws out the whole notion of preventing this planet from being strip mined. Once Slay knows that the Virabants are here, they'll send people here. And if they're gonna send, and they send a force willing to reclaim something secret like that, they're gonna set up a base and then begin the strip mining in like a couple years.
Yeah. But that involves us not dying from being treasonous idiots.
Well, absolutely. I do not want face frother justice. When I was 10, I saw them try to make a traitor overdose. You know what it's like? Have you ever seen someone try to make a frother overdose?
No, but I don't want to.
No, you don't.
So here's the other concern I have. As this team has shown us before, they seem to like to let us do all the work and then swoop in last minute and claim the glory, as it were. So what are you guys' thoughts on that? I.e., telling them anything?
No, we don't tell them
I don't
anything
want to tell
important. Fuck them. Figuratively, and a couple of them literally.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let them fuck with my bread and butter. Well, we've got, what, 28 more days? We'll figure it out.
How do we get?
We've only been here for
information
2
out?
days.
No, you've been here for probably on and off with different things, probably about a week.
Oh.
Hi. So, 3 more weeks. Hi.
How do we get the word out without when they got control of the system there?
Why don't we just wait until we get home?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We don't tell them anything about
Yeah.
that until our debriefing.
Why-
Then we make money on the debriefing.
Because they're gonna
Hi.
blow up the communications in the meantime
Right.
if we don't help them. Unless
That's
I have
true.
misunderstood what they were getting on about.
No,
Yeah,
I thought they were only cutting off communications if they knew that we were going to start strip mining or something. I didn't think it was.
That's
It's
their
just-
leverage to
we
get
can't
them to
do
help
it
us, though.
right away.
So if
We
we
need-
don't help them,
We need to play it in the middle. We need to just keep it. We need to keep things status quo until we leave.
Right.
Keep it status
If
quo
we
until we
can
leave.
attempt to make this Ulani thing scary or find some way that makes it so this. I mean, we can kind of do both things. We don't necessarily have to very obviously be thwarting the plans of. But we also don't have to immediately betray the people on this planet.
I suppose we should.
they rounded us up and threatened us, so I'm not super beholden to them at all.
Yeah, I don't know them shit.
Well, we are definitely.
Perhaps we just don't do anything right away.
Hi, keep a status quo. We're definitely not given the big goody information till we're off this rock.
It reminds me of that movie.
Again, though, they're
you guys
gonna
remember it?
blow up the communications if we don't help them.
That
The only way they can control it.
like I said, keep it status quo. So we do need to help them somehow.
All right. But I don't like it.
Well, when I I'm saying is we don't necessarily have to make a decision right this second. We could sleep on it, think about it. Maybe a better plan will come to us as we figure more things out.
Hi, also, these plans are tits up just in case they found the fucking bug we left behind, right?
I mean,
Maybe.
they don't really have any authority over us, do they? Oh, they
No,
probably
They
they-
hired us, but we're working contract to
Hi. I'm not talking about law, I'm talking about, what they're there waiting for us. I mean, but, yeah, so we need to, first things first, we need to double check that bug. We need to resolve that little storyline thread before dealing with the balancing these people in the company.
Well,
I throw a nut at the wall.
Conk. Conathor kind of like looks back, like annoyed, when you do that.
The only thing he cares about is the vehicle, so don't damage it with all your nuts.
Yep.
Alright. Well, now we just take our nuts and wait.
Alright, so after this drive back is a little bit longer, and it's probably more like a half-hour drive, so you were quite a bit a ways from where you were initially, but you do make it back to Terra 15. You make your way out, you go back into the facility, and Grealish kind of is the first person to approach you. Conathor is the last person into the facility, and Grealish is like, "So, any luck? Did you make contact?"
sort of.
Caleb is there with him as well, just as interested, if not more so.
Yes and no.
What does that mean?
They're not friends. And I point to the blood splattered for sure.
For Shrek, did you splatter the blood on your arm? Is this...
I butchered a helpless animal and just did not clean myself or the sword.
He's like, you fought with them?
Briefly.
Yeah.
He says, Caleb's like, what happened? I was hoping that we could establish relations with them.
We might still be able to. I think that they were off-put by our entrance, so graceful, into the ravine, and I think they were scared. And
it's like, did you kill anyone?
2.
You killed 2 of them. There's no way that they're going to establish relations now. Caleb's like, Caleb lets kind of like a disappointed sigh. He's like, it's like, well, he shrugs. He's like, it was worth the effort, but they're savages, so we're just gonna have to let Slay know that they'll be probably just better off taking them out as opposed to trying to work them into the company. Grealish nods. He's like, that's probably gonna be less fortunate.
I don't know.
You murdered 2 of them.
I think we should give up completely. I mean, this is an entire planet.
Hey, we didn't murder anybody. They attacked us. They committed suicide.
I'm sure they won't see it that way. Caleb kind of looks at you almost like a condescending way.
Jeez, these guys have no sense of humor.
I do.
Reggie's like,
we let them retreat. It was defense. We gave them benefit of doubt. I even let them bag me head.
Grealish lets his hand up. He's like, no, we're not upset. We're not upset at you. And this is what we sent you in. This was always a possibility. We always know that they could have been hostile up front. I mean, we understand that you did what you needed to do. It's unfortunate, but it was always a possibility. So, thank you for the work you did, and we'll just note it in the report, and we send the next package back to Mort.
I don't know. I think that we'd be giving up too easily, and as a fellow Neophron, I know we are different, but one thing that we do share is a thirst for knowledge and wanting to understand things, and I think this is a missed opportunity. If we utter these people, it's an opportunity to learn more about them, and I don't know. I think there's still a chance that we could.
Grealish kind of glances.
Just need some time to think about it.
Grealish kind of glances over at Caleb, and Caleb just kind of like responds. He's like, it may be possible, but any sort of contact with them amongst the group that we have here would put us too much at risk. That's going to have to be a decision that SLA is going to make. Grealish is like, I agree. That makes the most sense. He kind of turns to the rest of you. He's like, well, I'm sure you're all hungry. Rest up, clean up, help yourselves to some dinner, and just take it easy the rest of the night, and we'll discuss our plans for tomorrow. And he says, thank you for the work you've done. And he says, you too, Conathor.
How was your meeting?
He says,
I know, I was going to say that.
It's fine. We just filled them in on the events of the storm and the creature that we saw, and they just kind of discussed. They were looking to discuss what potential resources they thought would be most valuable here.
We got a bunch of leaves and some. We're calling them click nuts.
He kind of like squints his eyes and it's like, what? Why that?
No.
Yeah, that's right, buddy.
Click.
It's exactly what you think.
They're large.
Grealish still looks very confused, and he's like, well, just add them to the samples, and we'll examine them further. That's. Thank you. You went a little bit above and beyond what was asked. He says Sonora will look over the samples later today and see if we can find anything interesting about them. It's good to know what the food sources are here.
As we find out the click nuts are a deadly hallucinogen.
So then it gets added to the bile recipe.
I'm gonna do some sneaking and
That
try
with
to
more
get my
diarrhea.
recorder back at some point.
Okay, so you, as they're kind of talking, you just kind of slip away and you grab up your recorder. Not a problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what's on it.
Okay, so you kind of break from those two. You kind of go off to your own devices. You listen in, and for the most part, the things you hear are basically what Grealish said. It's pretty muffled, and you don't get every word because of where you had to place it. You were you were a little extra cautious, and erred on the side of not being seen versus you being able to clearly hear the conversation. So it's muffled, but you hear storm, creature, you hear vegetation, minerals, ebb, you hear a few things. It sounds like they're having a conversation, and again, there's long pauses in between, so it actually takes you a little while to kind of parse through it because of the lag back and forth. But you, for the most part, all the info you get kind of checks out with what Grealish had reported to you on.
Okay. Okay, cool. If anyone else wants to hear it, I'll get over to them.
Okay.
So, nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing suspicious. No sus content, as the kiddos say.
So you have the rest of the evening to kind of just further discuss. Again, you can find an area where, just kind of all of you and away from them, to kind of talk things out further. It'll probably be all that we do for the rest of the evening, so any final thoughts, plans, anything like that, now's the time to hash them out.
We need to study Lonnie.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get eaten by this thing either. So what are you thinking, Reggie?
Conundrum.
That's true. Here's what I'm thinking. We sort of have no choice. If the Cathani don't see any progress on us convincing them, then they're going to cut out communications. They're going to attack the communications. We could probably try to fend them off from there, but we don't know how many there are, where they're coming from. They seem to have stealth armor. I don't want to be stranded here either. This Nuffalo stuff's not for us. It's not what we were trained to do. I say we just wash our hands of this. Don't look back. Collect our paycheck and put it out of our mind.
Like, you don't want to get all the sweet payoffs we could get? Maybe?
I mean, I'm kind of interested if there's something that enhances web abilities on this planet.
Well, I want me credits. I want me drugs. I don't want to die on some fucking piece of sweat broccoli.
Shrek has got his swamp.
This is not my swamp.
So, if the crew here wants to establish contact with them, we can always try to establish contact with them again to pass them information.
Make some miraculous progress.
I mean, and especially if they've got people in stealth who are watching us.
Aye.
We can just go about our research missions, not do them the best as we could, and if we make contact with them again, we can pass information on to them.
Well, what kind of information?
Just that we're helping them.
Yeah, this is going to be kind of a tightrope, I think. Yeah, it reminds me of that one movie from the vids years ago. It was called The Last Guy on His Feet. This guy, he was like a gunslinger, and he had to go and he joined a gang, but there was another rival gang in the town, and he had to kind of be neutral and play them both against each other. Maybe that's what we can do.
You have to be like double agents.
Maybe, but that seems real hard. At least to me. I mean, if you guys are smooth talkers, then go for it.
I mean, it's pretty much what we're gonna have to do to survive, you know.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
Technically, we really don't. Either group of people, we don't really trust the researchers here, and we don't really trust the Cathani people either. So,
well,
we have to pretend that we trust both of them.
Right. I mean, I trust the Cathani to do everything they can to defend themselves. In that they've already tipped their hand in telling us that they plan to attack the communications. So we're already a step ahead of them.
Also got a sense that the guy that we spoke to was trying to put on an air of confidence that maybe he didn't fully have.
Do I know that Vevafons are like stormers or whatever?
He said they were stormers. So
yeah, okay. Those Vevafon things are like combat monsters, like stormers. They're like pretty threatening in and of themselves, I would think. Unless they're, I don't know, getting old or something. I wouldn't want to fight one of them fucking things. They can see
You know,
like, all the way around or whatever. It's crazy.
so I just thought of something. If we get if we can make contact with them again next time we go out on a mission, if we're left alone to do all the dirty work, and we somehow can get a message to them, why don't we just have them destroy something to be a threat? Like, originally it was going to be red dude over there, but he could probably take them. But if they like sabotaged our vehicle in the night, we'd be stuck here with our thumbs up our ass because we couldn't really go exploring. We couldn't find them.
Hi.
I mean, they wouldn't even have to do that. If someone just sabotaged our vehicle, what could we do? This is the only one. He said,
We're gonna have to get bigger.
We'd get paid for just sitting in base out for the next 3 weeks.
I mean, I've done more exciting things for no. I've done less exciting things for no money. So
But Conathor will instantly kill you because he is in love with the vehicle. That's all he cares about is that vehicle.
What did you
Gotta be real
talk
careful
to him
with it.
about? You talking?
When I spoke to him, basically, yeah, I was kind of trying to like gauge how connected he was to the rest of the team, and he doesn't care at all about the team. All he cares about is his mission, the vehicle, and his mission to slay. He doesn't care about any of these people, and he doesn't care about us either.
So, what if we offer him a cut?
Do you care about that?
Do you care about that?
He's a Shakhtar lad. Their words, their life. He goes back on his word. You might as well tell him to cut off his own cock.
God damn it! Fucking Shakhtars. So stupid. Honor's meaningless.
Yeah, honor
I mean,
too.
he has no real like obligation to the team, but he does have an obligation to Slay, so he's not gonna do anything that goes against Slay, from what I can tell.
Right, but what I mean is what if we offered him a cut of the profit we make from keeping the information from the rest of the rest of his squad?
He would probably just turn us into the rest of his squad.
Fuck.
Aye. What if he gave his word to the squad? They honor their word.
I wonder if I could sneak onto that computer again and find out more information about him.
You think he can do it? Is this
I'll work out with him one of these days. You know, next big storm, we can go over hand-to-hand drills or some shite. Keep him distracted. I figured I'd do it. I can probably take more of a beating than the two Yumis.
Yeah, for sure. Or at least for me.
All right, we'll go ahead and we'll wrap it here. So everybody take your 2 experience points. Does anybody want to nominate someone for a third?
Reggie.
Reggie?
Take it, Reggie.
Reggie?
Yeah.
Reggie gets the third.
Reggie's gonna be OP. He keeps getting... He gets the third XP like 9 times out of 10.
I have to
spend it. He has to spend it.
figure out what to use my XP on.
Yeah, exactly.
true, but once he has
Well,
it
I
figured
haven't
out-
saved up, so now I got a good amount. I have to decide what to spend it on that's going to be useful to us in this.
just one day Reggie's
Women.
one day Reggie's gonna have a strength of like 6.
Bird rage.
Do you have any stealth?
Bird rage, yeah.
'Cause you're
No,
the good,
I probably should get some.
I mean, you're the good computer person, so stealthing might help.
Yeah.
Or guns.
What are skills
Throwing.
cost? What does skills cost?
I did increase my pistol skill, actually. To go from 1 to get 1 is 2 points, 1 to 2 is 5, 2 to 3 is
Okay.
8.
I'm gonna spend
3 to 4 is like 11 plus 500 credits. Right?
Yeah.
2
The only
points.
the other thing I did that with is protect. So
And
Guys.
you have to spend like a week training with the
Yeah.
master, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save my
spending 2 to
XP.
get light.
I'm gonna save my XP, but just so you know, I could probably bring my demolitions up to 2, and that would make sabotaging the vehicle really easy.
You
I was
still
thinking,
roll.
yeah, definitely.
Do you also have stealth?
Yeah, that was my other thing, is doing it stealthily.
I do have stealth.
Are you good with stealth? Or is it like when I had throw, but then realized that
theory.
I had throw, and then when I realized when I threw a grenade, it would just explode at my feet if I rolled anything but a 10.
I have throw the
I
same
have-
way that if a cow is in a tree, he's a bird.
I have a 2. I am competent.
Yeah, but what's the skill? What do you have? How many ranks do you have in the thing it's based off of?
4?
It's Dex. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I snuck in and out of a lot of houses in my day,
You a sneaky boy.
like clicks.
All right.
I'm saving my XP.
All right.
I'll
well,
be spent it. I just haven't decided what.
yeah, we'll figure out all that stuff later or in the Discord or whatnot. As far as next week goes, I am not sure if we're playing. I may have something Tuesday night. I should know within the next couple of days to let you know. So if not, we'll pick up in 2 weeks. But if I don't, then we'll do next week. If not, it'll be a couple weeks after that. So.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thanks for playing. Have a good night.
TTFN.
Hey, Sabrina, are you doing Friday stuff this weekend?